Hi guys, and welcome back to another ITH podcast where I think we've been in some interesting locations, haven't we, Tim? But
we have,
I
yes.
think this probably tops it. We are sat in the, which pavilion is it?
That's a Jackie Stewart Pavilion.
It's a Jackie Stewart Pavilion up here at Goodwood, and it is absolutely glorious. The weather is fantastic, and if you're watching this, you'll be able to see the racetrack in the background. There's been some really nice cars going around this morning. I'm not sure if we're allowed to say what they were, so we'll keep it
There
like
was
that.
some very nice, secret, expensive stuff.
Very
There you
secret,
go, we'll leave
expensive
it at
stuff. The reason why we're down here is because we have this man on the podcast today. This is Alan Brewer. Alan is the General Manager of GRRC. Is that
right.
correct?
Yeah, that's right. The Goodwood Road Racing Club. Yeah.
There you go. See, I was trying
We
to
were going to ask that.
we were going to, what does GRRC stand for? But we got it. Goodwood Road Race Club. And what is it that you do?
So we're all about, the club effectively is about getting people closer to the action at Goodwood. So effectively we've got three major headline motorsport events here at Goodwood year round: the members meeting, Festival of Speed and the Revival. And the GRRC is all about how can people get access to those events and get as close as possible to the cars, the drivers, and not just at the events itself, but year round as well. There's all sorts of exclusive videos we do and events, driver Q&As, a whole kind of calendar of social occasions for members throughout the year.
Okay, cool. So there's loads and loads going on, and I already want to be a member. And I said to you before we're here, I said, I can't believe I'm not a member. This is awesome. And we'll chat about how you can become a member very, very shortly. I think, first of all, let's chat about what you can get involved in. So let's start with Festival of Speed, because I've been going to Festival of Speed for many, many years, and we're there with BOTB this year. And
we are.
If you don't know, BOTB, best of the best, those guys give away a car every single week. You were looking on the website earlier, weren't you? And you were like, I can't believe how many cars you've got on there.
Fancy one of those Jimneys?
Yeah, the Jimneys are cool. Well, we have a Jimny on the Goodwood stand this year, actually, so that'll be good fun. But yeah, BOTB give away a car every single week. You only have to be 16 or over to enter, and it is a worldwide competition. Tickets start from just 80p. Is it 80 or 85p?
85 pence.
85p.
Yeah.
So mega, mega cheap, and it is awesome what you can win. We've given away, oh, goodness me, there's so much stuff.
There is. Well, we've given away
Bentleys.
Aston DB11 recently,
Yeah.
Bentley Continental GTs,
Yeah.
right the way down to Mini Cooper S's.
Yeah,
All that
A35,
kind of stuff.
AMGs, all those kind of hot hatches in there as well. So please do go and have a look at botb.com, because you never know, you might just be next week's winner. So in terms of Festival of Speed, how the hell do you manage to get everything in the right place at the right time and get all of your members there having a good time?
Without having a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the key question, I guess. And it's probably more like building a massive film set than it is putting on a traditional car event. I think if the Festival of Speed didn't exist and someone were to walk into a room with a plan of this event as it is today, you think that's just not possible. But it's kind of evolved with the Duke's vision. And now, the event's sprawling, absolutely huge, and includes the hill climb, the rally stage, the track is used. We've got air displays, we've got future technology. But really, for us here at Goodwood, it's about building that set. We build the set, we invite the drivers, the guests, invite all the members and the public to come and buy tickets to the event.
As you can hear, it's being built around us at the moment.
It's
There's lots going on
all
at the
happening
moment.
at the moment. We've got filming here today for some promo work ahead of the event. But we just build the stage, and then you open the doors on Thursday morning, everyone floods in, and then that's really when the magic happens, because all you can do is invite the cars, the drivers, and pray for weather. But I think what's unique here, hopefully at Goodwood, is by the Duke kind of opening the doors, and the way we treat the drivers, for example, is very different. So the drivers are all invited. So at most motorsport events, there's an entry fee usually. At Goodwood, all the drivers are invited to come, which instantly makes them feel like they're guests. They're an integral part of the event. That makes them super relaxed. That then makes it more welcoming for all the people coming to watch. And really, that's when the magic happens over the event. But from working here, you can't really get too stressed about it. You've got to go with it, do what you can in preparation. But the stage is built, they will come, and then you just got to see what happens, really.
So when does it all start taking place? Because Tim and I will go and we'll just be like, this is awesome. I wonder how long it took for this to... I mean, are you already starting to plan next year?
Yeah, absolutely. So already the team there's a creative team here at Goodwood that decide the main content themes, we call them. So what main categories of motorsport are we going to celebrate? Which drivers will we honour? They've already had their first meeting this year for next year's events.
Wow.
Where they'll be working out what anniversaries are there, what year was it that Sir Jackie Stewart won his last championship, all that kind of thing. And then there's a constant process that goes on for about 12 or 18 months in then thinking, right, these are the main hooks for all the car content and the bikes as well. And now let's start the process inviting all the right cars, drivers, and then not to mention planning the actual build as well. Because At the moment, up until 6 weeks ago, it was effectively a bit of open parkland with sheep grazing outside the Duke's house.
Yeah,
And,
it's amazing.
And now there's manufacturer stands up there. There's a rally stage, and going to be in full action.
Yeah, because if you haven't been to the Festival of Speed, firstly, where have you been? Seriously. But you go down there, and if this is the biggest, I think, is it right that it's the biggest car event festival thing in the world now?
It's known as the biggest kind of celebration of car culture anywhere in the world. It's potentially the largest greenfield site in the world, but that's depending on what kind of metric you use. But in terms of the footprint, and it's kind of on a scale in terms of Glastonbury, in terms of blank canvas, effectively a big field. Bring the show here. There's no infrastructure. There's no electric, no water. All that has to go in.
What I find amazing is that I got to go to Goodwood House. It was a couple of months ago when somebody in the BOTB competition, he's a chef in the house, won a Mini. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so that was amazing. So we spoke with Shelley, who was fantastic, and she was like, "Come to the house, we'll do it in front." Blah blah blah. So we got there, and I was like, "This is so cool." And then it kind of dawned on me that when I turned around and I went, "Oh yeah, this is usually filled with like manufacturers and like you've got like Ford there with a massive stand, Porsche, and all
but
of like...
You've got all the grandstands. That is where when you stand in front of the house, you normally turn around and there's grandstands and the big bridge that going over, and you don't see any of that. And it's just a green field and a road. You're like, what?
That's the best bit, actually. One of the best bits is when you drive up that road and all of a sudden you'll just see these huge long tyre marks. And you're like, this is...
I remember.
Yeah, someone's been here, yeah. That's pretty cool. So it all starts to come together over a year before doors open. And what kind of challenges do you face?
Challenges all the time, everywhere. We've challenges with the weather. So, for example, no one can go anywhere until there's trackway laid in the ground. If rain comes before the trackway starts sinking. You then can't get the lorries on that are going to build the grandstands. So weather can be a huge factor. We have a unique challenge here at Goodwood that before Festival of Speed comes, it's a working farm. So out the front of the house, there are sheep grazing. So the Festival of Speed General Manager is on the phone to the farmer. They've got to be planning months in advance to then move the sheep into other fields, other locations. And then on top of that, you add, I guess, all the normal commercial pressures you'd have with any big event. In terms of how it's built, making sure, in terms of tickets, the sponsorship model is forever evolving, particularly with, I guess, the challenges in the automotive world at the moment. So the event's constantly evolving and balancing that pressure and keeping it relevant to today's customer, but also recognizing fundamentally what people want and what they're coming for is to see amazing cars, amazing drivers going up the hill quick and kind of in this amazing cacophony of noise, of smell, of sight, everything all coming together.
Well, you can get so close to the action, can't you?
Yeah.
Every year we go, you're seeing these, some multi-million-pound cars absolutely going flat out next to you, and some really nice vintage stuff as well, and then stuff kind of in the future, which we'll come on to in a second. But do you ever have to deal with manufacturers and trying to, get their demands on board? So if they go, right, we want to launch this amazing car and we need this and that, and you're going, well, that's just not possible. Well, what we can give you this and that, and how does that
I think we're it's a unique position here because it is a blank canvas. We can do that. So if you go to a traditional motor show, your options are build a stand or not build a stand. Mm-hmm. And then it's kind of, okay, how big is the stand? What cars do we have on? Here at Goodwood, you could build a stand, or you might not choose to build a stand and instead put cars up the hill. You might decide to have a stand at the rally stage because your cars are all about, off-roading or whatever it might be. You could entertain clients down here at the circuit. So effectively, whatever the sponsor wants, our kind of aim really is they have to be bringing something that, number one, is going to provide value to the customer. So it's no good having a stand or a kind of a manufacturer involved where what they're doing is going to be of no interest. But we have some amazing partners and they're all completely on board about making it completely unique to anything they would do elsewhere. So actually, first of all, they're always really up for it. And secondly, I think we have a bit more flexibility than other venues because it is a blank canvas. And we can just do so many different things. Whatever you want to do with your car, we can do it somehow.
Well, what amazed me, I think we've been coming for 10 plus years to Festival Speed, is seeing how you're talking about the stands that these manufacturers build. These aren't stands, as I used to go to the NEC Motor Show 25, 30 years ago.
Yeah, you think of a big gazebo, don't you?
A big gazebo. They'd maybe have 5 or 6 cars just sitting on there. I mean, now, last year, it's like the Ford stand, I think it was like 4 stories high. I mean, these are enormous
huge structures. Yeah.
And it's because it has, in my view anyway, it's completely taken over. This is a motor show as well. It does everything. It does all the on-track stuff. It does the racing stuff. It does all the entertainment stuff.
Yeah.
But it is the best you're going to get as a motor show in the UK. You've got, I know there's now the London Motor Show and things, but I mean, to be fair, they're pretty small by comparison. You've got every big manufacturer with a huge stand with all their range on it. I think it's amazing.
And it's incredible that now some manufacturers are starting to do their global releases at Goodwood.
Yeah.
Usually it's at the Geneva Motor Show or whatever, or the New York Motor Show or whatever it is. Now Goodwood is a great place to, announce a car.
Yeah, we've had McLaren's done recently. Last year, I think it was a McLaren, wasn't there?
Yeah. Yeah,
the GT4 and Spider, the Porsche 718 GT4 Spider this year.
Well, hopefully they'll get their unveiling at Goodwood this year. Have you got any?
We've got, I think, the first dynamic debut of the Lexus LC convertible.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Huge number of cars, and I've got the list back in the office. But effectively, there's always a huge number of sometimes global launches, and you're not talking from small companies.
Yeah.
You're talking from the likes of Toyota, Honda, Ford, Ferrari, big powerhouses. Ferrari have got 2 or 3 cars here that have effectively never been seen anywhere else before, and they're on their way probably from Italy at the moment to Chichester, West Sussex. Soon they'll be, driving through the front garden up there, and it's quite amazing.
Amazing.
But I don't think there's nowhere else where if you're a manufacturer wanting to promote your car, when you can effectively build a stand or a display to show the car off, you can actually have the car driven, and put journalists in it or passengers. You could hire the motor circuit to kind of take show the car off to various prospects and customers, and have 10 million people around the world watching across YouTube and Facebook, and seeing the launch actually happen.
Well, I think it's going to be pretty good this year because it's going to be really sunny by the looks of the weather.
Yep.
It is a bit windy today, so apologies if you get a little bit of wind in your ears from listening to this podcast this week. But we really wanted to be outside because it is such a glorious day.
It is.
And it's what Goodwood's all about, right? Being outside, being out in the country and seeing all these incredible bits of machinery. So have you ever had anything where something's gone wrong and you've had to try and fix it?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it happes all the time, to be honest. The key
what
is...
has happened that you can tell us?
Oh, what has happened that we can tell us? Well, in my circuit days before, I've had...
so, because you used to be the general manager of the track.
Yeah, manage the circuit. We've had. I remember one day here when we had some very high profile guests coming, and 10 minutes before they're about to arrive, a car reversed through the doors of the pavilion and smashed the entire front of the pavilion. All sorts of things. But again, because of how broad the estate is, within 10 minutes, we had the gardening team from Goodwood had brought down trees and bushes to cover the front of it. We call our sign writer team, who are currently at the Festival of Speed, putting up hundreds and hundreds of signs. They came and they effectively built a facade in the front, and this all happened within 20 or 30
That's
minutes.
amazing.
While the guests were literally helicoptering in. But again, it's all about really that. Obviously, those kind of things happen because of just the scale of what you're doing and the amount of activity we do here. But again, we're pretty adaptable and flexible in terms of being able to effectively adapt and move on. And the key is, like I say, the Festival of Speed. It's a huge show. There's a huge amount happening. We never get perfection. We try really hard, and that's the Duke's mantra. We're always striving. How can we make things better? But things will go wrong inevitably. But I think we're pretty quick in terms of reacting and fixing it and working with all our various people we can.
What's something that you're really proud of that you went, I can't believe we managed to pull that off. That was amazing.
I think
just putting it on every year.
I mean, there's going to be
getting away with it
every year. It does.
Getting away with it, yeah.
I mean, every year it does amaze me that particularly at Festival of Speed, which is we have this amazing excuse to be able to bring as much as we want together. Kind of, it's a blank canvas in terms of whatever we want to tell about the history of motorsport, we can.
Yeah.
I mean, for this year, we're celebrating Michael Schumacher's birthday at Festival of Speed. And the amount of cars we've assembled, and I didn't realise it, the Duke did a kind of a pre-event speech to all the staff a few days ago, and he literally, he said that, and we've managed to get 3 other Ferraris that haven't been seen before outside of Maranello. We've been on the phone to him, they are coming along. We can have Damon Hill here, Rubens Barrichello here, all these people he raced against, the family are going to be here. And you think, just when you thought it's just going to be a celebration of Schumacher, we've got the cars here that people would never have seen together in one place, and may not ever be together in one place. And we thought, how can this estate down in West Sussex be the place that effectively honours a career of Schumacher, and could probably do it like you won't be able to see it anywhere else, and see all the cars driven by his rivals as well.
Well, it's amazing because you have,
stunning.
so many drivers from the past and so many drivers, up and coming drivers coming as well. Like, you'll just be looking at the track going, oh my God, there's like, Lando Norris or whatever, who's now a McLaren driver and stuff like that. And it just amazes me how we've moved as well. So in terms of the future, because the future now as part of Goodwood, it seems to be quite a big thing. So moving forward, the technology that's going now into cars and all the battery power and the electric motors that they're using, how are we seeing that move into the 2019 version of Goodwood?
You'll see the Festival of Speed evolve, and actually this year the layout of the event is slightly different. Last year was the 25th anniversary of the Festival of Speed, and it was bookended really nicely because the event has just evolved naturally. And then last year the fastest car up the hill was the electric powered Volkswagen IDR. And it was kind of like it bookended an era. Kind of, we've had the 25 years of traditional kind of petrol race cars going up there, and then this electric IDR kind of it didn't set the record. They're aiming for the record this year, but it was the fastest car up the hill. And this year is the first year of the next 25 years. And what we're doing is we're gradually building more and more stories about technology, the future of mobility into the event. So you will see more electric cars going up the hill. We had autonomous cars going up the hill last year, Robo Race and a Mustang that went up completely, autonomously. And that's going to be a huge part of it. And there's a brand new exhibit called Future Lab, which has been going for a couple of years now.
Yeah, I saw it last year.
We can showcase how 5G technology is going to work, how driverless cars are going to work, how robots are going to kind of help you get around the house.
Yeah, I saw some VR in there last year, which was really
VR
cool.
VR experiences.
Yeah.
And again, Festival of Speed is effectively just a stage where this technology can be demonstrated in a really interesting, dynamic way. But it is always going to be about excitement and speed, and that's what the event's fundamentally about. But it is kind of ebbing and flowing with technology and with that future boom in the industry.
I mean, the good thing is electric cars, they may not sound quite as good, but they can still light up their rear tyres just as well as any other car. In fact, better, because they just have all that torque and they just see them. In fact, I think I've seen Teslas before going up the hill that just and just big cloud of smoke. Like, that's fantastic.
Well, that Volkswagen one was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Like, what a car!
But it's on Pikes Peak as well.
Yeah, the Nürburgring now.
Nürburgring record.
It's the future, whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
electric is coming.
But one thing that electric isn't is like the Goodwood Revival, isn't it?
That's a very nice segue.
Thank you
very
very
nice
much.
segue. So it's obviously not just Goodwood Festival of Speed. You've also got the Revival as well, which is so much fun. I love dressing up and coming down. Getting all the tweed on and everything. It's great. How has that evolved? Because it's hard to say, but it's always the same, but it's always different, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so Revival, unlike Festival of Speed, Revival is very much set to a time period. So from 1948 to 1966, when the circuit was opened originally, and when the current Duke took on running the estate from his father in the early 90s, his vision was to revive the circuit as it was when he used to come here as the grandson of the Duke at the time. And he didn't actually plan that it would be a period-themed meeting. He just knew I wanted to revive the track. And it just evolved into this idea, and it was mooted at the first event. Why don't we kind of, make everyone dress up? And it was almost laughed out of the room as what a stupid idea. No one's going to do that. And it's never been a rule, effectively, but people came and dressed up. And it became quite clear that because of the circuits in exactly the same configuration as it was in period, that the cars that were going to race were going to be of the period, just because of various licensing around the track and what you can race it. So I think people straight away thought, well, if all the cars are going to be in period, we'll come dressed in period. And it's become a kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. And now the whole event is set in that amazing period. But again, it evolves. So even though whilst the theme is always the same, we celebrate different things each year. And not just car moments, but cultural moments. So we celebrated the miniskirt last year. We're going to be, I can't tell you exactly what we're celebrating this year, but we've celebrated iconic drivers. We celebrated the anniversary of the Fish Finger a couple of years ago. And we had trolley yachts at the entrance, and
awesome.
All these amazing things. So Revival, ultimately it's all about, and the racing is, world-class historic motorsport.
Yeah.
Seeing those classics go really, really, tyre to tyre, wheel to wheel, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, you won't see racing anywhere like that in with those cars racing with those kind of drivers as well. But there's so much more to see and do, and again, it's the show around the racing that's constantly evolving. And again, after every event, the first thing we do, we might have a day or two when we think that went really well, we're happy with that, and then straight away it's right, what can we change? What can we do better for next year? What didn't work? How can we improve? And it's just a constant cycle.
So let's talk then a little bit about your actual job with all the members and everything. So tell me a little bit about what it means to be a member of Goodwood.
So, the club, we talked about the first revival was in 1998, and in order to get that revival started, there was a group called the Goodwood Supporters Association that worked hand in hand with the estate. They were kind of an unofficial support group, let's say, that works alongside and helped the Duke in terms of campaigning to get the circuit reopened. And effectively, once the first revival happened in 1998, the job was done from that group, and there wasn't really a purpose anymore. So the Road Racing Club was set up as a club and a home for these people. So last year was the 20th anniversary of the GRRC, of the Road Racing Club, and it's got this incredibly loyal. There's still 600 members that were members from day one.
Wow.
Members for 20 years, coming to 3 events every single year, often every single day of every event. And again, we put on these events for everyone to come, but if you really want to get right up close, in the revival, for example, into the paddocks, next to hundreds of millions of pounds worth of Ferrari GTOs, Ferrari short wheelbases, E-Type Jaguars, Shelby Cobras, the members, for example, get access right up in those central paddocks next to those cars.
Nice.
No covers over the cars, no rope or security fencing or anything like that. And so if you really want to kind of come and immerse yourself in Goodwood, that's what the club's all about.
It's just getting that extra access all area type access, I guess.
And when you're here as well, we at Festival of Speed in a couple of weeks, we've got 2 big pavilions that the members can use. At Revival we have 3, so wherever you are around the circuit, you can always go in, get warm, get some shelter, have a cup of tea, watch the racing on the live screen for a bit, and then head back out and see the action.
And I suppose you're known as a member if you have the little badge, right?
Yes, correct.
I mean, if you're watching this, you'll be able to see it. The lovely, lovely badge, and you see many,
cool badge.
you see many people wearing them and going, "Oh, you're special. I know you're special." That's cool. And so, in terms of becoming a member, then how does one become a member? What's the process? Do you have to be selected? Can you just become a member?
So there's no selection. So again, everyone, there's no kind of qualification or interview process or being seconded by another member or anything like that. It's purely in chronological order, and effectively the membership is capped. So we have a set number of membership places because we don't want to overcrowd these facilities that the members can have. So if you want to become a member one day, you join our entry level tier to the club, which is called the Fellowship. Which effectively gives you a taste of the action. You can come to the members meeting, which is the GRRC only racing event in March, and then various other benefits throughout the year, which give you a taster of what membership is all about. And effectively, once you've waited your time to become a member, you'll be invited to join. And at that point, you can either take up the invitation and be upgraded into membership, in which case your previous fellowship subscriptions are discounted.
Oh, great.
Or for some people, the fellowship's exactly what they want. They're not coming to the events all the time, or they don't necessarily need all of the access.
Sure.
They just want to feel like they're part of the Goodwood community. We do lots of exclusive live streaming and various things across the year for them. So there's effectively 2 ways of being involved in the club. A fellowship you can join straight away and either stay in, or you can work your way through and then become a member one day as well.
And it's very cheap, is it not?
So the fellowship's £39 per year.
Yeah.
And then the membership subscription's around £230, and then it gives you the various access and various add-ons you can get involved in.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're coming to Festival of Speed every year and you're coming to Revival every year, it's kind of a no-brainer really, because you just get that little bit more. And then when you become a member, can you take your partner with you, or how does that work? Yeah,
so the badge, obviously lots of people wear it, and it has that certain pride that people wear it with, but it serves a functional purpose as well, and effectively it's the badge that gets you into the paddocks and into the enclosures, and then effectively with your badge you can bring in a guest. So we have adult members and family members get 2 badges, so they can bring in 2 extra people. So whether it's a family of 4 or 2 people and 2 friends. So effectively the access you can bring people along with you, and it's all about sharing the experience at the end of the day.
And how do you become a member? Do you just sign up online? Like, how does it work?
So you can join the fellowship at any time online at goodwood.com. And then you can join the fellowship, and then if you want to be a member one day, you can just tick a box to become a member in waiting. And then you'll effectively you'll work through the pattern. So the current wait is about 5 to 7 years. You'll work your way through the list.
So do it now.
Do it now. And it will come before you know it. We invite people every year, and I say, I can't believe that. It seemed like forever ago I did that, but it comes around very quick. Or if you don't want to effectively become a member at the end of it, you can just stay within the fellowship. And for many people, that's exactly what they want.
It's a really cool way of just having that little bit more, because to be honest, I've never been to Festival of Speed and went, you know what, I need more. But when you put it like that and you get better access and you're even closer and you get to, be right next to these vehicles and you get that kind of, entry into this grandstand or that grandstand or whatever.
An example of this year in our members enclosure, the Kinrara enclosure, we've got 6 Paganis on display that have never been outside of the Pagani Museum before.
Wow.
We estimated worth about £50 million between the 6 of them. And Horatio Pagani is going to be there on the Friday, and he's going to give members a walking tour around these actual cars that he's personally designed, had a part in building. And then Mark Webber will be there on the weekend, so Jackie Stewart. So again, we just try and get you closer to the drivers, more action, more information, and just bring the whole event to life for you.
Well, I think we probably need to say thank you to Sir Jackie Stewart for letting us sit in his lovely pavilion this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you as well for listening. It's been awesome chatting to you, because you always go to Festival of Speed or Revival or any of the events, and you do lots of other events, don't you? You have the members meeting and everything like that. Mm-hmm. So there's loads and loads going on, because it's not just the circuit. You got Goodwood House, and it's crazy how much you guys do and how much you can get involved if you want to. So it's definitely there. Go and have a look at goodwood.com. Alan, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you.
To chat.
We can't wait for Festival of Speed. Honestly, we are itching to get there.
Yeah, I know. It's only a week away now, isn't it?
It's a week away.
Yeah.
Week away.
But remember, sun cream.
Yeah, Tim's worried about his head again, which he should be.
Even just today, I've been out for about an hour, and I'm going to be a beetroot tomorrow.
Guys, thank you so much for listening / watching. Hopefully you've watched it, because we have this glorious thing. And I think actually you can't quite see it, but just down on the circuit, there's a load of dogs having a photo shoot.
Only at Goodwood.
Only at Goodwood do you have dogs on the motor racing circuit having a photo shoot.
Oh, this is actually a really good. The reason the dogs are here, sorry, it's a separate plug, but we work with a charity partner called Canine Partners. And this is effectively a photo shoot to promote an event later in the year, I think maybe in August, where you can come and walk your dog around the circuit and raise money for Canine Partners, which effectively bring up and train guide dogs for people. So that's why the dogs are here.
Amazing. Oh, that's fantastic. Because I thought it was just one of those dog walkers that has like 10 leads. He's got a bit lost, and he's just found himself on a motor racing circuit. Alan, thank you so much for joining us. It's been absolutely fantastic. Guys, please do go and check out goodwood.com and, of course, botb.com, where they give away a dream car every single week. We'll, of course, be back with loads more car reviews. We've got so many car reviews at the moment. We've actually bought one down here, so we've done a little bit of footage of it in the car park. So that's what we're focusing on mainly at the moment, getting loads of car reviews out to you, showing you what we love and not so much love. There's a few things
we've got to be a bit nasty about, but anyway.
That's part of our job.
Don't forget, though, if you're going to go to the Festival of Speed, BOTB's got a massive stand there next to the cricket pitch. So come down and you might get to meet one of us. I know that's not much of a thing to say, but
you're going to take them away now, Tim.
You can see. So we've got some nice cars on the stand. I don't know if we can say what the cars are yet.
Are we allowed to say?
I don't think we can.
Can we not?
I think it's a surprise.
Well, Shmee's going to be there.
Yeah,
Shmee's going to be there, and he's bringing two of his cars. So one of them's rather a sporty car, and the other one's a little.
Yes, they couldn't be more diverse. Two cars.
In the comments below, guess what you think Shmee's bringing.
Yes. Come along.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Guys, thanks for listening and watching. And we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.